Hey, I know it's been a nice slow minute, but I am back with another edition of the Real House Husbands of Sports, okay? I know we haven't been here for a while. Can I just be honest? I guess we could just start with the Nets. I'll get to Damar Hamlin. But, you know, if you go back a couple months ago, whenever the season, right before the season started, I did a nice video saying my thoughts to the Nets before preseason. During that video, if you go back, I literally said all I asked of from Kyrie was to just show up to work, play, and not talk about how the world is flat and how this is this and this is that. No later than maybe a week or two after that did everything happen with the with the Jewish community and everything like that and the video and stuff. I sat on this camera multiple times to try to talk about it, but like I just got so frustrated every single time I couldn't. So I had to come back when that whole ordeal was over. So now that we're for the most part kind of past that ordeal, yeah, I'm thankful for that. We'll get to the Nets. We'll get to them. I just couldn't come on here because of that situation. It was just sending me in a way that I really, really couldn't handle. But let's start off with Damar Hamlin. Of course, prayers up to Damar Hamlin, his health, his mental stability, his family, everybody that cares about him, his teammates. So, today is January 5th. I believe this happened about 2 or 3 days ago, I think. So you had the Bills versus the Bengals. It was like, I can't even, see, I don't watch football, y'all. See, I know more about basketball than I do football. I don't pay attention at all to football, at all. So I'm not sure, but from what I understand, this was like a really important game. I don't remember if it was like to clinch the playoffs. I think it maybe was to clinch the playoffs, I think, maybe. I don't know. I didn't pay attention. Okay, anyway. Not that much further into the daggone game, a play happens and you have T. Higgins, who pretty much kind of like collides with Damar, and so his helmet kind of hits his chest. And when that happens, he kind of, everybody, falls to the ground like normal. He gets up and you think everything's okay, but then he walks a little bit and you can just see him stumble and pass out. From there, I don't say chaos ensues, but everybody rushes onto the field. The medics come. They had to give this man CPR for 9 minutes on the damn field before they could even pick his ass up. The damn ambulance had to come on the damn field. Normally, like, when people get hit real badly in football, normally they be, like, down for a second, and then you kind of give them maybe a couple minutes, and then you see the person maybe getting up or somebody helping them, and they kind of give the thumbs up, or they get into the back of the, you remember like when everything happened with Dak and everybody was super, super scared, and he gave like the thumbs up? Wasn't no thumbs up. That man was out like light. So what happened is that he actually went into cardiac arrest. So at that point, now, I'm trying to see, when I went on like ESPN, because it was on ABC, it was on, I forgot what channels it was on, but I know I was on ESPN2 watching it. When I had finally came on to watch the game or whatever, and that's because I had seen it like trending. This is when it first started trending on Twitter. And when I got there, they had like just like kind of, the game had been suspended at the time, but it was not very clear whether or not the game was going to happen or not. So apparently after that happened, I guess it was said that the team needed to go into their locker rooms. Everybody needed to take like a 5-minute break and then come back on the field. And both the players and the coaches said, y'all can kiss my ass as far as I'm concerned. Okay? And everybody just went about their separate ways. So then for like the next hour and a half to almost 2 hours, everybody is like, bruh, they're not gonna play. There's no way. Why won't Goodell just come through and be like, the game is done, the game is canceled, because nobody is about to play. So time goes on and on and on and on, and eventually, the NFL, hands down the decision that they're just gonna suspend the game. So the game gets suspended. From there, whole lot of, chatter. I don't want to say fallout, but a whole lot of chatter, a whole lot of this, a lot of that. People are really upset with the NFL and Roger Goodell, because it's like, why did y'all take so long to make the decision? We'll get into some of the other backlash that came from it. When it comes to that, I just feel like Are y'all really that surprised? The NFL don't give a fuck about nobody. Like, one of the reasons I kind of watched it and I like the NBA better than the NFL, outside of like I can just follow the game more and I just have paid attention to that game more throughout my life. I feel like the way that the athletes handle themselves and how they try to hold the NBA accountable, and how the NBA a lot of times does kind of, or at least attempt to step up to the plate. That's kind of why I kind of give them, even though the NBA is full of shit too, but they mask it a whole lot better than the NFL. The NFL does not try. They do not give a fuck. Y'all are literally, no cap, I mean, y'all are million dollar paid, but y'all are kind of like slaves for real. And I know people hate what people said about football players, but it's true. They want y'all for y'all body. They want y'all to put y'all bodies and y'all health and everything on the line. Yes, it's for an amount, but they don't care about anything else. So, am I surprised? Absolutely the hell not. Was it trifling? Absolutely. So, one of the backlashes that kind of came from this, which I'm gonna let me put on my cape, because people want to say I'm caping for this man, but I'm not caping for him. This is just exactly what happened. Right after that, you know, of course, everybody's tweeting all this stuff. Now, people go and start dragging the hell out of Skip Bayless. Now, if y'all don't know, I am an avid, I'm talking about every single day, avid. I even watch about the football topics, and I don't even be caring. Now, I might tone out a little bit, but I still stay. I'm an avid watcher of Undisputed, okay? Every fucking day. YouTube, whether it's at work, I'll watch it, okay? So, people were upset because of this tweet. Hold on, where is it at? Let me pull it up. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna pull this shit up right now. Okay, so people got upset about this tweet. No doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of the game, but how? Question mark. This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant. Now, people were very upset with Skip because they're like, this is not the time. This is not the time. This is not the time. Now, the only reason, for the most part, I don't care about that is because that's the only tweet that people are focusing on. If you actually go, and you can still look at it and find on his Twitter, because I found it today just so to make sure I had the screenshots of it, and I will show y'all. I will show y'all. That was something that he tweeted, but he actually did 2 other tweets before that. So the tweet that I just read is the one that's on the very, very top. As you can see, he did 2 other tweets before that. I'm going to read those for you if you didn't read just now, okay? And this is the order it goes in. Not exactly sure what happened to Damar Hamlin. Players on both teams are shaken. Ambulance out on the field. CPR administered. Can't remember play being stopped for this length of time. Just said a prayer for him and his family. That is the first tweet that was sent amongst all this. Okay? Second tweet. I've seen so many horrific injuries suffered on the football fields, yet never have I seen a reaction like this. In every other situation I witnessed or covered, the game always went on fairly quickly. The attitude was, hey, that's football for these. Oh, sorry. The attitude was, hey, that's football. For these players, this was, and in all capital letters, different. And then that's when he put the tweet up about no doubt the NFL is considering. So what I'm confused about is, like, all the last couple of months between the Meg trial and even that small shit that just happened with the Gabrielle Union thing and that whole article, it just really, I mean, I've always known this, but Twitter has just highlighted it a lot in the past, like, 2 to 3 months, that y'all really just find, y'all don't read. That's really the main thing. You guys don't read, and you're so quick to get upset. All you had to do was go to his profile and scroll. That's it. But nobody wanted to take most people don't want to take the time to do that, even though it's literally one damn click that you had to do. But all of y'all people, listen, that tweet about the no doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game, that has 82.4 thousand retweets. That's the tweet that went viral. However, the very first tweet, not exactly sure what happened to Damar Hamlin, and the one that says just said a prayer for him and his family has 1,858 tweets. Another one that says that this hit was different has 2,138 tweets. And all of them are literally next to each other. If this does not show clear and blatant just reason for people to be upset and be mad about shit, I don't know what else is. Now, some people can say, oh, well, he said that, yeah, but this still wasn't the time. To be quite honest, he's a sportscaster, right? That's his job. I'm going to be real with y'all. I watched it. Like I said, when I came on, they hadn't even technically caught the game. It was maybe, because they kept saying, like, how long it had been since the last thing happened. When I came on, they said it had been 20 minutes since he was taken off the field. I watched until they technically ended the game, which was damn near 2 hours for them to do the game. Then I watched on ESPN too. You know that clip that's going around, like, with Ryan Clark? I watched Ryan Clark sit on there because he kept coming on and off, on and off, and on and off for another 2 hours. Do you want to know what I sat through for damn near 4 hours? And this is no disrespect, because all prayers to Damar Hamlin and his family. But anybody said, and it's not anybody, it's just like if you was on the same station with the same people, all everybody kept saying is prayers up to Damar Hamlin. We're hoping that he's okay. We're hoping that he's okay. We're hoping that he's okay. Prayers up, prayers up, prayers up. We're hoping that he's okay. We're hoping that he's okay. This is the thing about it. ESPN, the NFL Network, the NBA Network, these are 24-hour networks about sports. Yes, at the time, there was a basketball game on as well, which we'll get to that in a second. But this is their sports network. So what are they supposed to do? Are they supposed to, for the next, this is my question. What is the threshold for them to talk about something else other than keep saying, let's pray for him? I just want to know, in the comments, tell me, what was the timing as far as the threshold for them to not talk about Damar Hamlin and to talk about something else? I just want to know what's the time frame for that. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that they just had to move on like nothing happened, but to go back to the whole thing with Skip, I think it makes sense to say, well, what happens now? And to me, that's all that tweet was saying is, prayers up for him. I hope everything is okay with him. But what happens now? And the fact that Damar Hamlin, as of right now, it is at 1:50, January 5th, 6 o'clock. As of the time right now, a report came out earlier today saying that they said that Damar, he's still in critical condition, but he is tracking in a positive direction. He can't speak yet, but he can write. And the first question that he wrote was, who won the game? Who won the game? Did we win, or something like that? Did we win the game or something like that? Or who won the game? And the doctor was like, you won, you won that life. Whatever the cheesy ass thing was that he said. But the point of the matter is, even Damar was like, okay, I know that I got knocked the hell out, but so did we win? Did we win? Yeah or nay? I don't think there's anything wrong with Skip or anybody saying pretty much what happens now. And now that we're 2-3 days later, now everybody wants to be like, okay, well, we're not really too sure what happens. You guys, do you know that you can walk and chew gum at the same damn time? I know the majority of y'all have a hard time doing that, but you can do both. You can be both concerned about somebody and say prayers up to them and hope nothing for the best for them, and also say, but what's next? When someone in your family passes away, obviously everyone's sad. Obviously everyone's going through it. But in all reality, the question is, now what? Who's going to start planning the funeral? What happens to their estate? Who's going to divvy up the freaking money? Half the time people argue at a funeral because of the damn money being divvied up. So I don't understand why it's just so crazy for him to say that, especially when that's not what he started off with. But that is a good question. Everybody was actually sitting around wondering, now what? But it's wrong for him to say it. That doesn't make any sense to me. Skip still then on the next day got on TV and he apologized for how it came off. Shannon Sharp wasn't there. People felt like, oh, because he was pissed the hell off. Da, 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 da. So then the next day, which was yesterday, yeah, so that definitely happened 3 days ago. Because yesterday, Shannon Sharp came back on the show and pretty much was like, in the beginning, he was just like, you know, I know there's like a lot of speculation about like why I didn't come, because people was pretty much trying to say like he quit the show because of what Skip said. And he was like, I'm gonna just clear it up right now, like I didn't come because it really hit me in a different way. I saw my brother go through the same thing, like it was just impactful to me. And I do believe that that's really why he didn't come. Do I think part of it has to do with what Skip said? A little bit, but I really think it's just that shit hit him a little bit different. I'm just being honest. And so in the midst of Shannon talking, he was like, and I know that, like, you know, Skip, you know, came on here like, and maybe didn't necessarily like apologize, and Skip cut him off and was like, and I'm not gonna apologize, and I'm not gonna apologize, and I'm not like, no, I think he said, I'm not gonna take it down. That's what Shannon said. He's like, and I know he didn't take the tweet down, and I was hoping that he would. He said, and I'm not gonna take it down, and I'm not. And so the Shannon was like, well, can I even get it out my mouth? I do think that Shannon, if Skip wouldn't have cut him off, I think Shannon was going to defend him and be like, granted he didn't take it down, but he did say that, you know, I think he was probably going to make a case for him pretty much. But Skip, I think, just being so defensive, I think Skip was on like high defense mode because of everybody coming for him the last couple of days, that he just felt like maybe Shannon was going to like kind of jump on him too. So Shannon pretty much gets frustrated. He's like, you want to know what? Whatever. Look, I'm trying to say my monologue and you won't even let me get it out. Like, just go ahead, Jen. So then that clip pretty much circulates around. Everybody's like, oh, Shannon's so fed up, and Team Shannon and fuck Skip, fuck Skip, fuck Skip, fuck Skip. Let me say, I got a couple things to say about that. Number one, do I think that Shannon Sharp was extremely aggravated and annoyed with Skip that day? And in general, sometimes, yes. But Shannon and Skip have talked about this multiple times. There's plenty of times where, take the situation out of it, they be going back and forth on camera. There's a lot of times that they don't even, I think they said for the most part, they tend to not talk to each other like before a show or like during the week, because they don't want to, you know, like be in each other's head. They want to do their own thing and then come back to it. But Shannon has always said multiple times, regardless of what y'all see, that's still his brother at the end of the day. Yes, Skip may piss him off. Yes, he may get on his nerves, but if you think that Shannon doesn't know the person that he's been working with, they've been doing this show for 5 fucking years. You think this is the first time Skip has said some shit that Shannon just absolutely didn't agree with? And this one wasn't even really that bad. Y'all, as the internet, took it and blew it the hell up for absolutely no reason, in my opinion. So do I think that Shannon is gonna leave the show? No, I do not. I don't see that happening. And if you guys would have watched the rest of the show, like somebody like I did, and like I watched the show today, like I always do, they're perfectly fine. It happens all the time. People get into it. People don't necessarily agree. And again, this is not like this is Shannon's first time dealing with Skip acting like this. Skip acts like this a lot of the time. So just stop. Like, just really stop. And if y'all think that Fox Sports 1, 2, 3, or 4 is going to drop Skip from Undisputed, first of all, you can't do that. If anything, Shannon would have to leave and make his own show. Not that that's not possible, but he would have to leave there and probably go to somewhere like maybe like ESPN to get his own show, because Undisputed is Skip's show. Let's be clear. The same way First Take was Skip's show. That was Skip's show, and then he brought Stephen A on, and then he left, and then he went to Fox, and he created Undisputed, and he is the one who even got Shannon on. So like, let's really like just stop for a second. I think y'all all dragged the fuck out of that situation. Also, I want to say in regards to the Skip thing, the athletes, y'all are literally acting like, I don't even know. It's like little vultures, I guess is the best way to do it. Because what it really gets down to, a lot of y'all are cloaking this, oh, let's go Shannon. When in all reality, y'all hate Skip. Y'all don't like Skip the same way y'all don't like Stephen A. The same way a lot of times some of y'all don't like Shannon because of them critiquing you. So let's stop. Kyle Kuzma, all of y'all, Des Bryant, all of y'all don't like Skip. Y'all don't like Skip because he critiques y'all. Plain blank, period. So any reason to jump on the bandwagon and say, oh, fuck Skip, let's go. And also, I want to say how like disingenuous the damn internet is, because literally about 3 weeks ago, Shannon was trending for a completely different reason. He was trending because all of y'all was on Twitter dragging the fuck out of him because he said that if he The only reason he went to a HBCU is because he didn't have the chance to go anywhere else. And if he would have been able to get into a D1 school, he would have said, fuck his HBCU, and he would have went there. And y'all, I'm talking about Black Twitter, the same Black Twitter that's like, oh yeah, let's go, Uncle Shannon, let's go. Were the same people that was dragging him about 2-3 weeks ago about his state. Y'all are some flippity floppity ass bitches, and I don't care anymore. What else we got going on? That same damn night that, let me see how much I got. That same damn night that everything happened with Damar, I think it was that same night, Donovan Mitchell went the hell off, and he went off for 71 points, which I think is the eighth highest scoring for a game. I think it's number 8. And obviously we all compare it to like Kobe's iconic 81 point. Okay, so everybody was really happy, like, yay, go Donovan, right? Donovan comes out, I don't know, maybe like the next day on Twitter, and is like, yeah, like, and now I'm getting drug tested. So now everybody's like, skirt. What do you mean you're getting drug tested? Like, for what? So I did a little bit of research, and it didn't even take that much for me to look into it. So normally NBA players are drug tested 4 times a year during the season. And then they're also drug tested 2 times during the off season. But the thing is that it's random. So the problem here is that's not so random that now his drug test is the day after he did a 71 point, feat or whatever. And that's pretty much the NBA just pretty much trying to say, we don't believe that you did that on your own and you full of shit. Why couldn't he have just got hot that night? Did y'all see him? People just can't get hot. I'm lost. But the biggest thing about that people are bringing up, which is a great point, is, but are y'all drug testing Luka anytime recently? After that little sprint that Luka went on, or them 50-point games back to back, did anybody stop and ask Luka for a drug test? Did anybody do that? I mean, maybe, and we just don't know. But not that we heard. But to be quite honest, I'm going to tell y'all what I really think it is. I think that the NBA wouldn't do that because they want Luka to be the next face of the NBA. Now, personally, I don't see it happening. He's great. He's awesome. But I don't think Luka has star power. That's my opinion. To be the face of the NBA, you got to do a little bit more than just play great. At this point in time, at least, where we are in 20 of the 23. I think Luka's a great player. I think he's going to go down as one of, the greats. I think he's amazing. But I think that the NBA is really trying to push for Luka to be the new face. Because obviously, LeBron got maybe another year or 2 whenever his son decides to play. And then he done. So, realistically, who's going to be the next face of the NBA? Who the hell knows? But I definitely feel like they're trying to push it to be Luka. And that's why they're not going to fucking do it. And we also know why else. But let's not even go into that conversation. Whew. Lordy be offense. Like I said about the Nets, I had to step away from the Kyrie situation because it was just so frustrating. I was frustrated with him. I was frustrated then with the organization. I was frustrated with the overall, I was just so frustrated with that whole situation. I don't even want to talk about it no more. But as I left them alone, then Kyrie finally went back to doing what I said. See, this is why y'all need me on the Nets. I literally said all he had to do, no disrespect, but like the white people say, just shut up and dribble. No cap. When it comes to Kyrie, that's the thing. Show up, dribble, play. Have the best handles in the NBA. That's what you do. You are literally one of the most talented people, period. Play the game. Let's not worry about all of the other stuff. Just play the damn game. So he's been playing the game. He's been playing the damn game amazingly. Ben Simmons, I got a whole separate video for him. So I don't even have the time to touch him. We're going to handle him, and he's going to get his lashings in a separate video. Kevin, continuously do what you're doing. Everybody do what y'all doing. I think the Bulls yesterday broke their, I think it was a 10-game streak. So we was doing really, really well. We was on hot. And I just want to say this real fast, Kyrie. I know I said I wasn't going to get to your ass, but do you see what we could have been doing? Do you see the progress that we could have been making? Do you see? Talking about the Nets, I was looking up to see if Ime Udoka had anything new going on with him, all other than, you know, what I had heard about that rumor about him possibly being head coach for the Nets, but the Nets pulled out because they didn't want to be part of the drama. So now they got the other interim head coach, which I don't care because it's a white man. So like, congratulations to him. And like, Steve, you tried. That's all I got. But yeah, I didn't really hear much about him other than like his wife left him. Nia Long left him, I think like last month, which that makes sense because come to find out, he was messing with a whole lot of other people other than just that one girl. He was acting a fool. Last thing I got here is Dana White. So I thought Dana White was a damn race car driver, but I think I got them mixed up with the wrong Dana. But anyway, Dana White, he is the president of the UFC. There was a video that came out, you know, like a couple days ago, of him being at the club and him smacking his wife. Now, the crazy part about it is, ironically, he had a show that was coming out on TBS. It was like a slap fighting tournament. Y'all ever see those on TikTok where they be doing the slap fight, the slap boxing tournaments? So that's all like, that's super ironic. I don't know if like, I feel like he did that on purpose, but like, that's just like the conspiracy mind of me. But anyway, he was caught smacking the shit out of his wife. And he pretty much, you know, came on, was like, you know, like, this has never happened. This is how I know it's happened before. Both him and his wife made sure to emphasize this has never happened before. This is the first time this has ever happened. He's absolutely slapped her before. They've absolutely fought before. But he's the president, right? So I'm just confused as to what's going to happen. Like, is it up to him to punish himself? Or, like, does he have, like, a huge conglomerate that's going to do it? I don't know. But what they did say is that they pushed back the release of his slap boxing thing. But I don't know. I feel like he's the president. So who's going to really do anything? I don't know. But that's all I have so far today for the Real Husbands of Sports. Y'all got enough bullshit going on. Y'all got enough. Y'all got enough. I'll probably be back. As long as, I don't know, I might be back next week. I might not. If there's something interesting that happened, y'all could drop it in the comments and I'll talk about it next week. Yeah, use this video to drop anything y'all want me to talk about next week. If not, I just won't do it. All right, see ya. Bye.